Always. I am! It is my normal speaking voice.
That's hilarious because she didn't sound any louder for me.
Yeah,
Right?
same. She was fine on my end.
Yeah. Short silent.
Are you fucking kidding me? I was ranting about Aki. Also, why is that so? Why am I blowing out my own speakers? God damn it. Anyway, I was ranting about Aki constantly blowing my speakers out every time we stream. Even though
Hey.
when we do mic checks, she's fine. So you guys can't see it. Like her volume doesn't change on your end because you're not adjusting her volume. But when I do mic checks, I actually have a thing that measures audio levels, and that way I can tell if stream is hearing me super loud or if they're hearing you super loud or whatever. And at the start, Aki's like fully in the green, comes right up to the edge, and I'm like, okay, I've got you at 140%, and because of how things have gone before, I'm a little worried. And then we get in game, and Aki's like, top of the yellow, baby, fuck you. Anyway,
Oh.
hello, everyone. We're playing Big Legally Distinguishable from Any Current Product on the Market Alp of Strahd. Oh god, let's get into this. Ma'am, please, I already told you the sale ended last week. Manager now. Okay,
Yeah. It's 6:10.
oh no. Wait,
Also,
what?
props to whoever drew that
Six.
haircut. That was pretty rad.
Thank
Oh
you.
my god. Oh
And
my
the
god.
bridge is now one of those like rolly ovens.
The bridge is a rolly oven, yeah.
Yeah, it's got
Chat
lots of
wants to know where
taquitos.
the cancer warning on the convenience store food is. Moose said, yeah, is it even good if there isn't a warning? Like, if I'm making a mistake, I want it to count.
Oof.
Holy fuck, that is intense. Hello everyone. We're gonna play some Dungeons and Dragons.
Yeah.
Happy Fat Bear Week, everyone.
Yeah.
Congratulations to everyone who isn't.
Us?
Holly
Bear.
was robbed. Holly was fucking robbed.
Fuck you.
I'm so mad. If you don't know what Fat Bear Week is, I highly recommend you look it up and then really invest all your feelings in one bear forever and weep openly anytime they lose. Anyway,
Like in the literally first round.
yeah,
Ah,
my feelings. Hello, chicken. Welcome. We're discussing fat bears and also playing Dungeons and Dragons. So you guys had not yet entered. What did you guys get up to last time? You escaped from Castle Ravenloft,
with our lives,
Or-
narrowly.
or left. You left that poor girl there. Oh, have fun, chicken. Tell Sin I said hi. You left that poor girl there to suffer at Strahd's hands, and then you took off. Does that sound about right to you guys?
Yes.
Yeah, that sounds
Yep.
completely correct.
we
Okay.
didn't leave. I mean, we didn't have much dignity left after we vacated.
Yeah, okay, works for me. So, where are you guys?
We also met up with the abbot in the middle of the road somewhere.
Yeah, you broke the thing, and the abbot appeared and then said, "Don't worry, my plan is still working. You just need to give it some time."
Right. We spat on the ground and told him you got a week, 7 days.
Yeah, we pressed
Um,
X'd it out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then he laughed at you, if I recall correctly, and was like, "No, no, 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 that's not the deal."
He said, actually, his words were, I so look forward to having you as allies.
Right. Mhm.
Yeah, because Candle called him a coward.
So, yeah, and then we did our long rest, I believe.
Yes, you did.
Uh,
Right here.
During my watch, I was making steaks and carefully putting them into my bag of holding, facing upwards, so they did not pierce the bag.
Oh, okay. What do
Oh,
you like?
steaks is in like stabby ones. I thought
Yes.
you were making like.
I was just
Yeah,
about to make
I
that joke, Keb.
visualized cooking steak.
Keb, I'm gonna need you to back off my territory. I'm the streamer here who makes shitty jokes. Um, I'm really upset that you would do this to me. And we're gonna have to have a talk.
I'm sorry, it was a rare opportunity. I had to take it.
Okay, you win. All right, this is now Keb's channel. Congratulations, Keb. I'll hand you the passwords tomorrow.
I believe you mean well done.
No, I didn't. Okay.
He's gonna fucking kill us.
No, why would I do that? I'm gonna torture you. So you guys, come morning time. Oh, and Emerald, how many steaks do you whittle?
How many am I able to?
Assuming several hours of work. I mean, how many do you want, basically?
Yes.
All right, so you whittle 6 of them.
Okay. I want enough to fucking stake every vampire in Barovia, and that's everybody.
Oh, okay. You have 6.
It'll
So
keep growing.
use them well. Oh god. All right. So you wake up in the morning and find Emerald putting a steak point up into a bag. He brushes his hands off after finishing. Oh no, wife's here. Oh god. Guys, look
Candle's
cool.
gonna come out of sleep mode and see Emerald doing that and pat him on the shoulder and say,
Nice work.
and then I'm gonna
That's
walk
good.
over to Howard and what's Howard doing?
What time of day is it?
Early morning.
Howard would be very deep sleeping right now.
Okay, Candle just like stands ominously over you until you wake up.
Oh no.
A few hours pass.
That's fine.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like you're waiting for something, so I'll kind of like do that thing where somebody walks into the room when you're half asleep, and I'll be like, look up and kind of shocked, and then I'll like scoot back a little bit, and I'll be like, yes, is there something you want?
Yes, I want your mace.
I did not offer it, but I suppose I could give it to you for now. I cannot use
Candle
it.
having a serial killer moment, more like.
Thank you.
Is there anything else you require?
No,
Very well. Could you turn around? It is very weird to be woken up by you. No offense.
none taken.
Candle goes away.
Good.
Howard walks up to him later on and passes him the Mace of Terror.
What have you done?
I have made him terrifying.
You have made a terrible mistake. T, sometimes you just
Candle,
gotta roll
please
with the
look
punches.
at the stats for the Mace of Terror, and I'm removing it from my inventory.
Okay. Out of character, thank you very much.
Out of character, dear God. It's like, imagine, if you will, a team of people got together and thought, how can we make Candle worse? Maybe he was secretly terrifying. That would be great. Keb, I love you. Never change.
Kind of want to add something.
Yeah?
While that was going on, I want Gwen to tie a like piece of string or something to the bag that Emerald was putting the stakes in. Just as
Okay.
a mental note for everybody that we know that's in there, so we don't accidentally like sit on the bag or something.
It's a bag of holding. So you guys should be good, because I think you can still rest your head on a bag of holding without being stabbed by its contents, because it's an extra
Correct.
dimensional space.
Either way,
Okay.
now we know that like this bag hold the stakes and not another bag?
Alrighty.
Okay.
Sorry, that was probably really random and unnecessary.
No. It made sense. I think Emerald was confused about the purpose of the string, but I get it. You want to make sure that you know which bag to grab, so I can't pull some shitty. Oh, but which bag do you touch in order to get the stakes? I get it. That's probably smart. I would definitely do that.
Okay.
All right.
I'm gonna ask Candle something though, as I give him the Mace of Terror.
Yeah.
I do not know if this is possible, but I am somewhat familiar with various magics, but not an expert myself, I admit. I am familiar, however, with other mages who have the ability to teleport or to send others to distant planes. Does that sound like something you have ever done before?
I think I could, but I don't think you'd like how I do it.
I am unfamiliar with the process. I hope you can excuse my ignorance, but I am willing to learn. If you have some need of doing it, I perhaps could help.
It hasn't come up yet, but I can banish people to other planes.
Yes, I wonder. I wonder if that is a way out of here, to be honest.
Would you like to find out?
I am not sure I am ready yet to find out. It may seem like a one-way trip to the afterlife, if you know what I mean. But perhaps another time I will ask you.
Candle nods wordlessly and expressionlessly.
I think we should join the others. They might wonder what we are talking about. If you could, Candle, if you please, keep this to yourself, I would be very appreciative.
Candle nods silently and still with no expression.
There are only so many things a man can take, and if that is the only way out of here, then I must consider it.
Okay.
And Power walks back to the rest of the group.
Alrighty. So you rejoin the rest of the group and break camp. Does anyone else want to do anything before you move on?
I want to
Hey, Queen, good to see you.
Provided that I got the mace from Howard, like I not like interrupted his rest as in like made him get no benefits from it, but like got it from him during his rest, I would like to have spent an hour attuning to it.
I mean, potentially that should be fine, yeah. Yeah, I don't see an issue with it. It's fine.
Yay.
I was just trying to remember if I had any ambushes planned that would interrupt it, but I think you're good. Hey, happy to hear it, Queen. That's awesome.
And so we're
That's
off
great.
to Barovia, inside of Barovia.
The Barovia-ception, if you will.
The village of Barovia, in the land of Barovia, on the plain of Ravenloft, just to fuck with you.
We don't know
Anyway,
what's going on.
so you guys set out once more.
I mean, good news though. We're almost to the end.
Sorry?
The end of what?
No, we're almost to the end. Like on the map?
What?
Oh yeah, I want to see
Yeah.
what's at the end.
Yeah.
That,
You mean the north in the compass rose?
Yeah,
Yeah, the ancient sigil?
the end.
Oh my god.
Oh my god.
Yeah, there's an enormous
Why?
runic marking in the woods.
Why do I... Why do
I can't believe I.
why do
Thank
I
you, Emerald.
why do I
I-
trust or have faith in anything?
I got had.
Oh,
Emerald, I appreciate you so much.
that's
No
called
worries.
percussive maintenance.
I realized.
Yeah.
Oh God. All right.
All right. So how do I die?
Um.
Does the
you
middle
are-
finger of God come down, or like what?
a demon the size of a single microbe infects your system and will replicate itself over the next 3 weeks.
Ooh, topical.
Thank you.
Well, no, because it wouldn't be on the skin. Anyways, Barovia.
Do we get killed on the way to Barovia?
1 second.
1 sec while I roll
That
these.
wasn't a no.
Can I just give you a list of numbers and you can tell us if we get killed?
Sure.
How many numbers do you need?
Give me like 4.
Between 4, 12, 3, and 8.
Okay. Well, good game, everyone.
No.
That was honestly a phenomenal campaign. You guys did really well. Eki, why'd you ban that person?
They're a bot. I literally just looked up on the list of known bots.
Oh, I see. Cool. All right. Well, let's get started then. So no, you don't get killed on the way, and you begin traveling towards the village of Barovia. You cross a bridge over the Ivlis River once again, and start heading towards the village. Why is this not explored? This is stupid.
Dark screen.
Yeah, just give me a sec. But, so like 50% of the towns you just auto explore, and then 50% you apparently don't. Give me a moment. Sorry. Just putting you guys down.
My emotions.
Actually, I don't think this makes any sense. 1 second. I'm just gonna do this. I kind of like the idea of you having to explore the village, but it's honestly kind of a waste of time. Boop. Can you guys see everything now?
No.
Nope.
Okay, how about
Mm.
this?
I don't even see myself anymore.
I
There
see
we go.
something.
Whoa,
Hey.
look at
I
this
see the-
village.
I see the town,
That's a
but not
village.
myself.
That's a big graveyard.
Let's go back to Death House, everybody.
The Death House isn't in here.
Oh, right.
Death
Let's go
House
back to-
was explicitly outside of this place.
All right, fair enough.
Is this bigger than Valaki?
No, actually, it's not.
It seems more dense, I suppose.
It is
Yeah.
more dense. Okay, so as you approach the village, tall shapes loom out of the dense fog that surrounds everything. The muddy ground underfoot gives way to slick, wet cobblestones. The tall shapes become. Actually, this was meant to be read after Death House. 1 second, let me edit. Okay, so as you approach the village, the muddy ground underfoot gives way to slick, wet cobblestones. The windows of each house stare out from pools of blackness. No sound cuts the silence except for mournful sobbing that echoes through the streets from a distance. Jord buffering. 100% true. Yeah, very true. Yeah, that's exactly what it is.
Vicious.
I do big things. Yeah. Yep. Yep. That's true. That is true, though.
Well,
that's true.
I
That's
guess
true.
we only really have one way to go, and it's in.
Yeah. Grim unslings the her great axe,
Okay.
but just keeps it on her shoulder.
Okay. So you heard sobbing coming from kind of this direction somewhere.
So there's nobody on the streets at all. It's just
Nope.
are the is there smoke coming out of the chimneys of houses?
Yes, there are. There is. There are. There is.
Should we go and check on that person?
I cannot see any harm in doing that.
I mean, we've
But
been tricked by worse before.
before we go, I want to say something to the rest of that group, if I may. Well, I guess I want to say that considering our history with the other towns and villages of this land, I just want to try to be more careful with this one. This is the last place where we perhaps may find some refuge. I don't want to get kicked out of this one.
Well, from the map, there's only 3 villages. I mean, we could go 3 for 3.
That is exactly what I wish to avoid, actually.
Candle says to Howard,
Don't worry, I won't let them kick us out.
Yes, that is
and
exactly.
brandishes the Mace of Terror.
Oh,
Oh my god.
Candle, I appreciate your vigor, but please, that is not necessary.
Candle slowly unbrandishes the mace.
Unbrandishes.
Candle, please do not hit
That is
civilians
exactly
with
what I
their
was
mace.
worried about.
Candle sheaths his fists. Shink.
I love the idea that Candle, like, basically hears some distant weeping and goes, well, pulls out his mace. Time to get banned from another city.
Speed run banning any percentage.
This was your home, now it's our home.
Candle's
so-
like, somebody's home? Shit!
Boltre wishes it so.
Kool-Aid Man's through the front door.
God. Candle?
Oh no, God.
Or are you done, Howard? Sorry?
I suppose I will lead the way if someone wants to come with.
Forsooth. I don't know what the context
Sure.
for that is, Scald, but
Might just
I
both stay
approve.
together.
Yeah, Candle comes with.
Okay. And where are you guys going?
We go to where we heard weeping. Was that where you guys wanted to go?
You guys want to go weeping?
Well, the weeping was coming from over here-ish, right?
Yeah, somewhere around that area.
All right. Can I make some sort of perception check to see where it's coming from?
It's weeping, and there's some mist on the ground, which is disrupting the sound. So, unless you roll it spectacularly well, I don't see how it would help you much. Like the sound is being scattered, but if you went closer, you could figure it out.
All right. I'll just keep moving closer.
It's loud enough to be heard a small village block away. I'm pretty sure you can narrow it down when you get closer.
Okay.
GM, I am just wanting to, or
sorry.
Grandma Mouth Breather.
Yes, how can I
I
help?
am just wanting to confirm: is the rangefinder for this town accurate?
I'm not. No, because 1 square is 40 feet. Oh wait, so yeah, it is.
Okay, just checking. Thank you.
You're welcome. Small village,
Yes,
very cramp.
yes.
So
To the Weeper.
you guys travel up the road. You can see people looking at you from inside houses as you pass, although they always draw curtains when you look at them. You get to this intersection, and you can tell that the weeping is to the south of you. It's not in this building, but it's somewhere down here. And as soon as you get to here, you find that it is in this building. It sounds like a woman wailing in agony. Not physical agony, but anguish. A moaning sob floats through the still gray streets, coloring your thoughts with sadness. Sounds flow from a dark two-story townhouse. No, not wailing. We're whalers
Knock
on
on
the
the door.
moon. Okay, you get to the front door. You can see that the windows have been barricaded from the inside.
Uh, I am going to take the symbol of Ravenkind
Okay.
off of my neck, and I'm going to wrap the piece of twine that it's on attached to around my wrist,
Okay.
so that it's secured on my wrist, but on hand very quickly.
Right. So you can blast whoever is in here who's just innocent of any crime so far with holy light and try to kill them. I get it.
The last time that we entered a place with barricaded windows, there were 7 vampires. So yes.
All right. You know what? I withdraw my shitty comment. You're correct. You have killed a lot of innocents, but the last time this exact situation happened, there was 7 vampires. Hard for me to argue that.
Yeah.
People do weird things when they're in sorrow. That is true. But it
Hello?
says right, you do not get a response, and the weeping does not stop.
Can I carefully enter the house, or is it?
The front door is, perhaps unsurprisingly, locked.
I'm gonna look for another way in.
Okay. You go completely around the house. You can see, as you get into the backyard, you can see across the way there was a child who was on a porch in the back of another townhouse, who's quickly pulled inside by an adult, and the door is closed. But the house itself that you're trying to investigate, the back door is also locked, and the windows there are also barricaded.
Candle produces the chime of unlocking and looks at the party one by one.
I love so much that the guy who's all about hearth and home has the chime of break and enter.
It's amazing.
Like, I'm not the only one who's noticed that, right? Anyway,
And also the character that's the cleric of the Domain of Peace is the only one that's killed multiple party members.
Yeah, it's almost like I gave it to Kendall for a reason.
anyway, yeah. So you are going to ring it at the front door.
Grim's gonna knock on the door.
Oh, Emerald, for the briefest of moments, when he discovers that the door is locked, looks to his left where V used to stand, almost as if he is about to ask her to open the door. Then he remembers and just looks back at it.
Oh.
Oh boy. Okay. Fucking Emerald bringing out his A game today. So you knock on the door, Grim?
Yes.
All right. There is no response. The wailing continues.
This is a 2-story house, right?
Yes.
All of the windows are boarded?
Yes, including the ones upstairs, actually.
Okay. And I saw that all of the windows were boarded in my walkabout.
Yeah, in the back as well.
Grim just kind of
Oh.
shrugs and looks at Candle.
Okay, wait. Out of character, I do have it's an extremely like wasteful way to do it, but in theory, I could banish one of us, and we all stand around the door and like where the person used to be standing, and then the nearest unoccupied space would be inside the house when they come back from being banished.
You could do that, assuming that banish works exactly the way you expect it to.
Yeah, that's a thing. Yeah, so Candle's just gonna ring the chime and point it at the lock.
Okay, Candle rings the chime, and you hear a click from the deadbolt on the other side of the door. You actually hear several clicks, as several deadbolts and other manner of locks are all unlocked.
Well.
Candle gains +1 evil for violating the precepts of his goddess again.
Oh no, sorry, Jord. I gotta. I got a rules lawyer against myself here. I'm gonna have to be a lot more evil than just one evil. I only get one of the locks.
Oh. Okay.
I have to keep ringing this chime for every fucking lock on the door.
Um, you know what? You use it over and over and over and over again, and eventually the door sags open a little, although the chime itself looks quite damaged. Out of character, there were 6 locks on that door. How many times have you used has you used this chime?
Twice.
So
Yeah,
you're
prior
up
to
to
now
8.
twice. Okay, that's good to know.
So you got 2 left. Please keep track of that. No clip glitching through, bro. Chat's just pointed out speed run straps, just no clip through the front door. Just banish to activate in no clipping mode.
I'm gonna look to Candle and say, "May I?" and gesture to the door.
Candle nods.
In a soft tone, Emerald's gonna like step up to the door and call in and say, "Hello, are you okay?"
The wailing stops for a moment.
Is anybody home?
There's no response. The wailing when you open the door came from upstairs.
I will go with you. And Howard carefully starts to walk up to the stairs.
Grim kind of like puts a hand out for both Howard and Emerald to just stop momentarily.
Yeah,
Yells out to the house like, "Hello, we're coming in. Are you okay? Hello."
Okay. There's no response from her, and she seems to kind of go back into her wailing cries. Because it makes me
Candle's
upset,
gonna say
Hexa.
to the
I'm
party,
allergic, so I
Leave
haven't been
this
able to
one
have it.
me.
And
and head on in upstairs.
I'm gonna. So, real quick question: how evil looking is Howard's armor?
quite. It's got spikes and demonic faces etched into the faces of it, or into the wider plates of it.
Okay, just checking. I
Mm-hmm.
maybe we should wait down here, Howard.
I agree. I can be very persuasive. I can hit.
Yeah,
Grim
I'm
looks
just I'm
significantly
allergic,
at the
so I
armor
get
and
upset
then
when
back
people
up at
mention it
Howard's
because I've
face.
never managed to have any
I
garlic
take
bread.
your lead.
So, you know,
Grim is also going to head up the steps
okay.
because Candle should never go anywhere alone.
So Candle and Grim, you go up the stairs.
Uh,
Do I have a map of? No, I don't. Okay, good.
Yeah,
Good.
Candle's going up the stairs for sure.
Okay. So you go up, and eventually, in one of the back rooms, you find this woman. Okay. She's wailing a lot. She's weeping openly, with great heaving, racking sobs, holding a small, misshapen doll in her hands, which she holds tightly to herself, and then looks at directly before wailing and crying again. Oh yeah, thank you, Hexa. I appreciate that a lot.
Do you need?
It's a real,
do you need some help?
you know, it's been a struggle.
Are you okay?
She looks up at you and says, "I'm sorry, and she looks about. Oh, I'm in such a state. It's just that." And then she looks at the doll and immediately begins crying again.
Grim's gonna kind of go over and just like sit with her.
Okay. She leans her head on you, Grim.
On my head.
Yeah, using you as kind of like a support and continues weeping. After a moment, she wraps an arm around you and strokes you in a very motherly way, crying and saying, I'm sorry, I'm sorry."
Okay, you do it. You need to.
She's like this for quite a while, actually, before eventually, still holding you, Grim, she falls asleep.
Bed nearby.
There is. It's a small bed, almost as if it was for a younger person.
Okay. Candle. Can you see if there's a larger bed here?
Oh yeah, Candle goes and investigates for a larger bed.
Okay, you find another room with that's clearly her room. It's got a larger bed in it. There's a chest at the foot of it. There's a vanity, dresser, mirror, and yeah, it's clearly her room.
The bed it has like bed sheets on it.
Yes, although the bed is quite messy.
What color are the bed sheets?
White.
Okay, I'm gonna use telekinesis and pick up one of the white ones, and it'll enter the room ahead of me, and I'm gonna go ooh, but then like come out behind it.
This woman is wailing in
She's
desperation.
asleep.
And then she finally passes out, and your response is,
She's
"Ooh."
asleep. This will be a funny joke for Grim.
Sure, this may as well happen. Okay, so, Candle, you enter the room, and what do you say?
Ooh.
And how loudly do you say it?
Speaking volume, I guess. Indoor voice.
Okay.
Candle, not the time.
Okay. Good to know. She twitches in her sleep a little bit, but does not move.
So, did you find
Fuck's
her room or no?
Yes, there's a larger bed.
Grim's gonna very carefully hand her axe over to Candle.
Okay.
Candle takes it.
Candle, you find it
And-
quite heavy.
Ooh. How heavy?
Just pretty heavy.
And then Grim's gonna pick her up and
Okay.
try and put her in her
Is
bed.
it more than 10 pounds?
No, it is not more than 10 pounds.
Telekinesis, baby. I'm not holding the axe, but it's being held.
Okay, I'm now gonna check to see if it's 10 pounds.
Grim like hands over the axe.
7 pounds.
Candle
Yep.
is like, gross, no, and holds it by telekinesis.
And he does. So it's a little awkward walking with her because you're so low to the ground and she's, a full-size human person and you're a halfling girl. But you do manage to carry her with your prodigious strength into her own bed, where you must stop because to lift her up onto her bed, you would need to be about a foot taller.
Can I do an athletics or acrobatics check to get up there?
To throw her in the bed?
No.
Yes!
To jump on the bed.
To
while
just...
holding her.
That would definitely wake her up.
Okay.
There is no way that does not wake her up.
I look at the bed, then look to Candle, and I say, can you, kneel so I can use your leg?
Candle nods and then gets down on one knee by the bed.
Okay.
So Grim's going to use
Acrobatics to throw
his knee
someone.
to stand up on, and then
Yeah, right.
stand on the bed.
All right. So you climb up over Candle. I'm not going to require a roll for that. It's pretty simple. And you gently lay her in the bed, climbing down as you do. She turns over in her sleep, and you hear her whimper as if in pain, but she goes back to sleeping deeply. You hear her snoring after just a moment.
I
I
take
think
my
it's
axe from Candle and
athletics
I
to
say,
throw someone.
You all should
which Grim would be great at.
investigate the rest of the house. I'll stay here with her.
Candle tucks her in with telekinesis
Okay.
and then goes to investigate the house with the get kicked out of every town boys.
Okay. So you investigate the house. Are you looking for anything specific?
Valuables, I guess.
No.
Then what? What are we looking for?
Let's just see what's going on here and just investigate the house and maybe find a dead little girl by accident. Let's not steal, please. Let's just not
Jesus
steal.
fucking Christ.
Please.
Okay. Keb, I want to be super clear. You worship a goddess of hearth and home. If you continually violate her precepts, I have to punish you for it. I am fucking required. If you were not a cleric, this would not be a problem. But you are a cleric who was apparently created whole cloth by your goddess.
There's nothing in the rulebook about if you fuck with your fucking tenants. There's like nothing.
There is in the DM's guide. Anyway, oh my god, fucking, I want to be super clear. This is a warning.
Yeah, okay. Also, that was like partially a joke.
I'm glad. Oh god. Finish it. Chad is talking about suplexing the woman, just so you know.
Oh, good for you, chat.
Yeah, so you know you're in good company. Anyway, okay, so you search the house and you find, aside from the fact that there's a lock on the outside of the room that you found the woman in, the house is pretty normal. Everything's all barricaded up, which is strange, but other than that, it's a normal townhouse. You assume there's no weird cult stuff. There's no secret doors. It's just a house.
Any unlabeled books?
No, not at all.
Okay.
There are a few books, but they're mostly old, dry treatises on various topics. Like, there's one on home repair, and there's one on good gardening, and there's one on how to appropriately like raise your daughter, and there is a holy book of Lathander, and so on and so forth. Who is your god again, Kendall? I know they're tenants, but
Boldre.
that's what I thought. Okay.
I am gonna take a minute to actually flip through the holy book of Lathander that they have here.
Okay.
Because I haven't gotten a chance to read one of the Barovian ones, and with being informed that they've been out of date, I kind of want to know what their standards are.
Okay, so they seem to have a more crude, less kind of like researched and refined version of your holy book. So in places where there's room for interpretation in your book, it's very clear and also a little brutal in spots in theirs. So for example, where yours will talk about, you know, you must destroy the undead when you find them. This one specifically says that it is everyone's duty to go out hunting for undead and destroy them even if it causes them to die. Like it's a lot less, it's a lot more cut and dry, a lot more concrete, and it is a lot less forgiving of those within the faith.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay, so Nolan, they just broke into a woman's house and then took her to bed. I don't know
And then Grim
what
was
to
going
tell
to
you.
investigate the room she was in.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so Grim, you inspect the room that you're in, the bedroom, or the room she was in?
The room I am in, because I don't want to open the door and possibly wake her up.
Okay, like I described before, there's a bed, there's a chest, there's a dresser, and there is a vanity mirror as well. There's nothing abnormal or too out of the ordinary. There is, you do note that there are no pictures around, but that's about it. It is very fun. It's
Grim
like
looks at the vanity mirror, thinking of the mirror in the burgomaster's house that had the uh, assassin.
The
Just
assassin in it.
squints at it
Okay.
just momentarily.
The mirror squints back. I'm lying,
Well,
of course.
I was gonna say, well, she gets
Roll
woken
initiative.
up by fucking combat.
No. There's, as far as I know, there's only been one mimic in this entire game. It was the one that Elian shoved his head into.
Yeah, the one door I listened at. The door.
Yeah.
The best part is you hadn't done it leading up to that point, and you haven't done it since. It's like you knew it was there, and you knew that the worst thing you could do is stick your head in it.
I wish. I fucking wish.
Like you somehow like mystically understood that this would be a fucking meme, and you're like, I'm going to listen at this one and no others. It was.
It's like, wait,
Mwah.
genius.
Yeah, that's insane, actually.
They could, Nolan. Yeah, there's you. The fun part about D&D is as long as your DM is not super new, you can do anything you want.
Grim's gonna just sit down on
It
the,
may have
on the
consequences,
chest. I,
but you
make a
could do
mental note to try and
whatever.
check it later, but I'm not gonna rifle through her things.
Oh no, yeah, that would probably be evil, right? Moral center of the party, cleric Candle.
No, do whatever.
Nah, do whatever. That's what holy people say. Have you heard about your new god and savior, Ola Damara? Actually, even he's good. Never mind. Okay, so you search through the room. There's nothing too special. You don't look in the chest. Fair enough. And are you going to go search another room? Yeah, you could totally kidnap her.
Right now.
Totally up to you. Okay. Do you guys meet back up then?
I was waiting. I told the rest of them to.
There was nothing of note in the house.
That makes sense, Moose. Make sure to put them in crock pots so you can save them for
Do we
winter.
want to wait until she wakes up?
Sorry, I assumed that I was staying in the room with the door closed, so that I would just be here. So
I will enter the room.
Okay, you open the door quietly.
Yes. And then I'm just gonna like mouth to Grim, seeing the lady sleeping. Are we waiting?
I think we should. The room that she was in.
Nolan, it's great. If you can find a
room.
DM or just a bunch of open-minded friends,
for quite some
definitely
time,
give it a shot.
maybe something's happened to the child.
I'd be happy to give you some resources to use.
Quite possibly. I'll move back down to where the rest of the party is and ask if they are okay with waiting for the lady to wake up.
Okay.
Candle is going to say,
Why don't we ask their neighbors? I don't think she is much of a credible witness.
It couldn't hurt.
Okay, you guys gonna go outside and go look for a neighbor in Barovia, the town that is avoiding you?
Is there a way to go to the house where that little kid was watching us and was ushered inside by the parents?
That was in the backyard, and the kid wasn't watching you. He was just playing on his porch, and then when you came around, his mom rushed him inside the door and closed it.
They have a clear view of the back door?
They may, yes.
Okay. We could ask the neighbors to the left and right first, and then go on from there. What do you think?
I nod.
yeah,
Howard will go to this place here.
Sorry, the
This
large
place
building?
here. Well, is that a building or is that like adjacent?
This is
Or
a
is that-
small home.
Okay, I'll go there first.
Okay. So you go up and you see it is dark inside. Do you knock on the door?
Yeah.
Okay. When you knock on the door, you find that, or you hear some movement inside, but there's no response.
Hello, we mean no harm. We wish to only ask some questions about your neighbor. Can you hear me?
You hear more movement, but no voices.
I do not feel like breaking in on them. If they do not wish to talk, then I will not talk to them. Now
Okay.
I'll move to the next building, which is the big one here.
Okay. You go to the big one. So the sparse light from this building spills out from behind drawn heavy curtains. A sign over the door, creaking on its hinges, reads Bildrath's Mercantile.
Is the door locked or unlocked?
Nope. It's open.
Does the building? Okay, it doesn't have any security. Like it's not boarded up.
Yeah, there's a guy out front in a white and black uniform with a Glock on his hip. No, it's clearly a shop.
Stunning strike. I want that Glock. It's a monk weapon, right? I can do gun too.
It's definitely a monk weapon. I've seen Equilibrium.
I'm so glad that you've seen that and caught on.
Of course I did. That's such a great movie.
Halfling barbarian with a Glock.
You could probably do more damage throwing that gun than you could firing it.
Yeah. So when it gets empty, I just John Wick it.
Chaotic evil priest cleric with a Glock.
Oh God, you're not chaotic evil yet, despite your insistence on heading that way.
I'm going to head down from where Howard headed up. So once he's done there, I'll
Okay.
jump.
So Howard, do you go inside?
Yeah.
Okay. So inside, a man turns and faces you and says, "Oh, an outsider. Please welcome to my store." And he indicates around. He smiles a little too widely for your comfort, but otherwise seems quite friendly.
Taking a once over of their store, what kind of goods is there here?
Pretty much some common household items, pots, pans, hammers, nails, stuff like that. Some small amounts of traveling food and basically everything under 25 gold on the adventuring gear table.
Oh, all right.
Yeah.
Good. It's
Now,
afternoon by now, right?
I will point out those aren't his prices. That's just his stock available.
Okay.
All right. Anyway, yeah, it's still morning for sure.
Good morning. How are you today?
He says, "Oh, wonderful, wonderful. It's morning. The sunlight should be burning off the fog any minute now. I have a new customer, potentially a new friend. Eh?"
I am willing to be a friend of yours if you're willing to be a friend of mine.
He says, "Good, good, good. Now, what can I get for you?"
Information first, if that may be of help. Do you know your neighbor 2 doors to the south?
His smile disappears. Yes, I know, I know Mary. Yes.
You were about to say Mad Mary.
Well, damn woman's been wailing for 3 days.
Do you have any idea why?
Not really. One moment. He pulls a chair up and indicates a chair on your side of the counter.
Howard sits down.
Okay. He says, "A few days ago, there was some ruckus over in her home, and then she just started screaming, wailing. A few of us went by to check it out, stay away just in case there was another one of those houses full of the dead, you know what I mean? And
I do not.
Oh, right, you're an outsider. Okay, well, just if a house looks dark and like no one lives there, don't go in.
Because there are undead there.
Yeah, exactly. You get it. So, we go to check her out, and no, she's fine. She's just upset holding this Blinksy doll and just inconsolable. We couldn't get a word in.
The doll.
Oh no.
The doll is hers.
Well, yeah. Most of the kids around here have Blinksy dolls. The doll maker makes them.
Did the doll look like this perchance? And I produced the Blinksy doll from the house of the burgomaster.
He nods and says, "Yeah, just like that. That's a Blinksy too. See, it even has the tagline on it," and he points it out to you.
Mm.
The tagline, by the way, is oh, 1 second. Let me look this up. I want to get this right. Is no fun, is no Blinksy.
It's no fun. Is no Blinksy.
Queen is queen. That's
Tell
why
me,
Queen has queen in Queen's
Miss
name.
Mary, is she the only one that lives at that residence?
He nods and says, "Well, yeah, but there have been rumors she had someone else living there."
Rumors. Can you clarify?
He says, "I'm not so sure. What were you here to buy again?"
I am looking for some new equipment for adventuring. I look to sell a couple of things as well.
Oh, yeah, of course. What is it that you're here to buy?
I wonder if you have some climbing.
Yeah, we of course, yeah. Excuse me, and he digs under some stuff and finds some climber's kit.
I thank you. I will take this after we are done with our conversation.
He says, "I'd feel a lot better if you bought it first."
Well, what would you give me for? I will have to come back to you. But what would you give me for an extra chainmail?
For a chainmail shirt?
I have a extra. I have found on. Well, you better not ask. And I also have a gold ring. And I show him a chainmail and a gold ring.
Okay, he says, "Well, oh, chainmail. That's hard to sell right about now. I could, let me think on that one. But this ring, let me see that."
It is something we found in a very dangerous house.
And Howard, what was the amount I quoted for that?
25 gold pieces.
Great. So he nods and takes a look at it. He holds his hand out and says, "May I?"
Yes, of course.
He looks at it. He pulls out a jeweler's glass, looks through it at the ring, and says, "Oh yeah, this isn't bad at all. I'd be willing to give you 10 steel for it, even."
10 steel.
He nods. "Yeah, I think that's a fair price," and hands it back.
Is there any way I can insight check if he's bluffing?
Abso-fucko-lutely. You should definitely get Ice Cream Queen. Always. Yeah, he is very clearly taking you for a ride.
This is not a fair price, and you know it, and I know it.
He says, "Well, in that case, perhaps you should take your custom down the road to the other store."
Is there another store down the road?
He nods and says, "Of course there is. Well, I mean, I assume I haven't been there in a while."
I may return. But at the meantime, you said there might have been someone else that lived in that house.
Yeah, well, I have to start setting up the shop, so if you don't mind, I really must be going.
Of course. Howard will leave.
Okay. So... And then we'll go over to Emerald. Emerald, the first door you knock on, you hear someone curse and stumble, but they then stay quiet, like they don't, like they're simply avoiding you.
Anybody look through the window or anything?
No.
I'll call out and say, "Hi, I'm looking to discuss your neighbor."
You hear someone start speaking quietly and then a shushing noise.
"I'm with the church." And I'll take my Lathander symbol out and put it on put it over my robes.
Someone opens the front door just a crack and says, "You're with the church?"
Yes, I just wanted to see what occurred here.
She says, "I think she's possessed," and the door is closed. She's not possessed, she's just sad.
I will move to the next house.
Okay, the next house is when you knock on the door, you hear nothing. Not the sound of movement, hushed voices, nothing.
Alrighty, I will go and regroup back at the house.
Okay, you see Howard walking towards the house at about the same time.
Did you find anything?
I would love some apple crisp
Her
myself, guys.
neighbors seem to think she's
Queens,
possessed,
send everyone
but
apple crisp.
I informed them that I'm a follower of Lathander, so it might just be something that they're telling me to try and get rid of her.
I think there could be someone else that lived here. I don't have anything to back it up other than the store owner just down there. Howard gestures to the store. He seems to believe that there was rumors at least, that there was another person that lived at this residence.
I'll nod and head back in.
Okay. How long are you guys going to wait? Or are you going to do more investigation?
Howard's going to hang out with the rest of the group so as to not split the party. But he's going to blah what he discovered from the shop.
Okay.
That there's a rumor that somebody else lived here.
Okay.
It could be many things. It could be there was somebody else here before, or it could be that she was the only one, or it could be a number of things. Maybe she pretends to be two persons in one body.
Curse of Strahd
But I do not
sure
know.
does a number on you.
If anybody else has any ideas, short of casting a spell and asking her myself, I do not know. If it is okay with you, I could use a spell to tease the truth out of her.
Can either of you detect magic? I'm going to ask Candle and Howard.
Yes, I can.
I have an idea. There was a smaller bed. This implies that a child lived here, right?
If it did not fit her, that would be an appropriate thing to assume.
There was a larger bed that did fit her.
We could ask if she had a child.
Did you blah the details of your conversation with the
Yes,
shopkeeper?
yeah, I said that earlier.
Okay. Then Kendall's gonna say,
It might have something to do with the dolls.
They could be family members, though, so they could be the likeness of her family member. That is possible as well. But if we wait here, we could come back another time, or we could wait.
Could one of you try using detect magic just to 100% confirm that there is no possession?
I will leave that to the team man.
So you're going to detect magic on her to see if she's possessed? Is that your guys' plan?
That is up to Candle or Howard, because I am magically illiterate.
Are you
I'm
sure?
thinking-
You have so many spell scrolls.
I'm
No.
thinking Howard would
Hey, Blackthorn,
probably
thank
ask
you.
Candle to do it at the building,
Yes,
and I
Mad
think
Mary.
it's on for a period of time, and you can like sense magic. I'm not sure. Haven't used it in a long time. Help me out here, Candlington.
I'm just looking up my my little spells list to see if I actually have detect magic.
I know I do, but I
Oh, I
can't
totally
reach.
do.
I don't have it prepared.
Haha, neither do I.
Haha, we're good at magic.
The best detect magic is not a very useful spell, so
Can
No,
you
why would you prepare that, right?
Candle.
yeah, I don't know.
Candlington, are you as a cleric able to ritual cast?
Yes.
Then yes,
but don't
you
I have
can
to
do it.
prepare it?
Nope,
Nope.
not if you ritual cast.
Oh, okay. Then yeah,
And
sure.
it-
Let's do a fucking ritual in this woman's house.
It also doesn't cost you a spell slot.
It does take an hour.
Yeah, I'm fine with spending an hour doing loud magical shit in this woman's house. This distraught woman who's been labeled as mad by her neighbors. Let's do it.
Well,
Yeah, that sounds good to me.
I would suppose to do it out of sight somewhere, but if you want to do it in the open, that is an option.
10
Candle's gonna
minutes,
say,
1 hour. What's the
We
difference?
won't be able to use it in her house if we don't do the ritual where we intend to detect magic.
She is asleep. We could just close the door behind us and stay in the first floor. What do you think?
I don't think I've actually ever cast a spell as a ritual in D&D before. It involves being loud, doesn't it?
It involves normal verbal, somatic, and material components for the spell in question, and it takes 10 minutes to cast.
Okay, so I guess I'm just like yelling some magic words downstairs for 10 minutes, but yeah, that works.
You're not yelling, you're just speaking them. Also, Moose has suggested that you guys do it in the yard so the neighbors can watch.
Please no. I thought about that and was like, let's just do it in the middle of the street. That'll
I
be
think
great.
I think we should just go inside and close the door behind us. The windows are all boarded off. Nobody will see us.
In fairness to Moose, that's a really funny suggestion.
In fairness to Moose, that is a very funny suggestion. I do like Moose, and Moose has been very funny tonight. It's actually been kind of hard to focus. Anyway,
Yeah, Moose is great, but I don't want to get banned from another town. I thought that was
why
the goal
not?
here.
You guys can collect the set.
We haven't been banned from Valaki yet.
You were banned from Valaki. It just got rescinded.
I could turn into a werewolf, and we could summon some bears, and we could go ape shit, as it were.
Summon a giant elk inside the town hall.
The fire
There's
elemental
something
as well.
really funny about Howard in his accent saying "go ape shit."
You do have a wand that casts fireball. You could just light
my
this
God.
whole fucker
No,
up.
no.
Oh yeah, we could just raise the fucking town.
Light
Raise it
this
to
whole
fucking
fucker up. That's so perfect.
Emerald and Urizen speed run any percentage.
TPK any percent.
You think this town could take us?
No, but I think if you attacked the town of Barovia, that is literally just under the sight lines of Castle Ravenloft, that the owner of the village might have some fucking words with you.
Oh shit, we have a way to get Strahd.
smoke him out.
Oh my god. What is
Jesus
wrong
Christ.
with you?
This got really dark.
Oh, God.
Let's just go with the. Let's just go with the.
Yeah. Let's go with the PG-13 version, guys.
Okay, so instead of committing mass murder for funsies in the hopes it draws your enemy out, you simply cast your ritual on the first floor, and you now have magic active. That's rough, Blackthorn. My party is helping her. So, Aki, are you sure these are all bots?
I'm literally looking them up on a list of known bots.
Alright. It's just strange. These
Okay.
don't appear to be bot names. Anyway, so you complete your ritual casting candle, and you can now detect magic for as long as you hold concentration.
Alright, I'm gonna think really hard about detecting magic and walk around hoping to detect magic.
Okay, you walk around, and aside from the magic of friendship that you detect on all your friends, there is no magic at all. Your friends do glow, and upon further inspection, it's not the magic of friendship, it's the magic of magic items that they're carrying with them.
So there is nothing. She is not resist.
And would detect magic sense if something is cursed?
Yes, it would.
Hmm.
We
Holy
could
damn!
simply
Thanks,
ask
Aki.
her.
5,000 live
And one
channels.
streams.
It's
Yeah,
it's
Jesus
almost
Christ.
like I'm doing my fucking job.
You definitely
Wow.
are. So, chat, you can't see this, but Aki just posted. So, Aki banned someone that looked like not a bot. And I was like, hey, Aki, you sure? And Aki just posted proof. This person who I thought might not be a bot was apparently watching 5,001 channels at once.
9,377 for that last one.
Jesus Christ.
You gotta get your content in, right?
Speed run blood
man.
points any percentage.
Oh my god. Anyway, so you. Oh god,
So
this bot
after
thing is
finding
fucking killing Twitch. This
no
is brutal.
magic, Candle's actually gonna go and talk to Gwen.
Okay.
And he's gonna say,
You have less of an aggravating presence, to put it simply, than many of the rest of us. Perhaps you could talk to the woman.
Sorry, I missed that. Were you talking to Grim?
Gwen.
Oh, Gwen.
Hello?
Hi, sorry.
Problem?
Yeah, I could definitely try to see if she's awake now, but who knows how long she'll sleep. Looks like she's been up a while.
Well, one of us could stand watch. Maybe you could guard her, and the rest of us could explore further. Or we wait.
It's all good, Blackthorn. Take your time. Aki's on the fucking ball tonight, so we're good.
I am okay waiting, if that is okay with everyone else.
I'm fine with it.
I could go relieve Grim if she wants to leave.
What, Blackthorn? What? I don't know what you're talking about. You can't hear Gwen, Howard? I can hear Gwen.
I can barely hear.
I can hear her fine.
All right.
Have you checked your audio levels?
No, it could just be that I'm deaf in one ear.
I was being shitty because earlier you were like, she sounds the same to me.
Ah.
Yeah, see, I'm just the worst, is what that was.
Ah. I see what you did there.
Yeah. So, what are you guys planning to do? Are you gonna wait, or?
I think we're
True,
planning to
Blackthorn,
wait
true.
till she wakes up.
Okay, so you guys settle in and wait. After several hours, it becomes late afternoon before she rouses. She gets up and walks down the stairs, is somewhat startled to see you. You note she's still holding the doll.
I'm
And-
still in the room with her.
Oh, okay. Then you see her wake up, bolt upright pretty much immediately, like jackknifes straight up to sitting, holds out the doll, looks at it for a moment. You see the events of whatever has happened to her catch up to her. She begins to sob a little bit. Then she holds the doll to her chest, looks over, sees you, appears quite startled for a moment, and then seems to remember. And she says, I'm sorry, who are you?
I'm Grim. I think if I heard the tromping around downstairs of Candle, then my party is back. We heard you crying and thought we'd come to help.
She says, you heard it, did you? I'm terribly sorry. Please, I'll go make something. If
no
come
worries.
with me. And she gestures towards the door. She no longer pees on important
Grim's
things. She
gonna
just walks
hop
in
off
front
the
of me.
chest and head out.
Okay, so you hop down and you follow her down. She walks into a small, simple kitchen, seeing people as she passes by. No, she wants to walk in front of my footsteps so that she dies. I don't know. And she gets inside and she begins looking through cupboards, not finding what she's looking for clearly. Yeah, exactly.
Candle's
Blackthorn.
gonna ask her.
Would you like some
She
musical
yelps
accompaniment?
in fear and drops the container that she was carrying, which clearly had some tea in it,
I'm
which
gonna
falls to the
dive over
ground.
to get it.
Give me a dex save.
Just a dex save, not acrobatics.
Dex save. Right, Grim successfully catches the tea midair and manages not to spill any. And she goes, "What was that?" And she points directly at Candle.
So this is Candle.
Oh,
He's what's called a warforged.
She says, "Wharf."
Yes,
So it's a thing.
and
yes.
you described it in the beginning as an automaton.
A thing works.
Sure.
She says, "Oh, are you a person?"
Yes.
I'm so sorry. Would you like some? And then she looks where your mouth would be if you had one, and then lamely finishes, "Tea."
And then Candle asks,
Would you care for some musical accompaniment?
She looks at you for a moment, Candle, just like clearly not comprehending this whole situation, and she says,
"Wand of conducting."
and she says, just as you pull out the wand, no, and then seeing that you had pulled out a wand, jumps out of the way
if
of
she
the
says
wand.
no, if she says no, then I'm not going to. I'm just gonna go and
Okay.
sit down and vibe in the
Also,
corner.
I'd like to remind you that every time you pull a wand, it's like you're pulling a gun, so people are going to react appropriately.
No.
Because while it is possible that you're just pulling a wand of conducting and it'll be a great accompaniment, it's also possible that you're pulling a wand of fireball. And I know I wouldn't bet on the the former rather than the latter, just in case.
I do that for goofs in some situations, but in this situation, it wouldn't be as funny. I don't think.
Okay, well, at any rate, you don't pull out the wand then. Good to know. She takes a pot, looks in it, grimaces a little, puts it down, and says, "Well, I'm afraid I can't make tea, but what is it you wanted?" And she looks to you, Grim, who she seems to just now realize that you're very, very small.
That I'm not, in fact, a child.
Yeah, just a very, very small person.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly, Blackthorn, exactly.
Ideally, we wanted to help. You're
She
upset.
says, "Oh, you want to help me? That's
Yes.
wonderful." And she holds up the doll for a moment, looking at it, and says, "Please come with me." And she goes into her sitting room.
Shrugs and heads into the sitting room.
Okay.
I will follow.
She gestures to the couches, looking a lot more alive than when you saw her earlier today. And she says, "Okay, I'm going to tell you something. I need you to not tell anyone else. Or do. It doesn't matter. I have a daughter. I've had a daughter for years, and I've kept her a secret because I'm worried about the things that are out there, but she's gone. She's grown older, and she wanted to explore the world outside, and she left a few days ago, and I didn't notice I was out. And when I came home, she was gone, and the door was open, and I haven't seen her, and she's never been out there, and I'm very scared."
How old is she?
She's a teenager. She's 14 years old.
Hey.
It doesn't say she's toxic.
Is the town normally like this, where there's nobody in the streets?
She says, "What time is it?"
I pull out my pocket sundial, slamming it on the floor,
Oh,
and
okay.
wait for the.
Uh-huh.
It's mid-afternoon.
She says, there should be some folk outside. Is no one out there? That's abusive in a normal world where
will
your
walk
next door
over and poke my
neighbors are
head out
not
the door.
Strahd zombies. I understand what you're saying, Blackthorn, but I kind of disagree with you. Sorry, what was that?
I will walk over and poke my head out the door.
Okay, you see a few people walking down the street. Actually, you even see some kids running down the road.
Okay.
Like literally next door, there are 3 Strahd zombies. Like it ain't a safe world.
There are people now.
She says, "Yeah, did you come in the morning?
Yes.
How long did I sleep for?
Quite a while.
I suppose I haven't slept in a few days. No one goes outside in the morning. The mists, you understand."
Mm.
Yeah, from her daughter's perspective, it seems torturous, but there's good reason for it, and her mother isn't wrong. She says, "So if you could find my dearest Gertruda, she's a small girl." And then give me a second, because I need to click on a button. Her mom is not really. She's
She looked
a
like-
small girl, pale skin, brown hair, and just the most beautiful ice blue eyes.
With a small magnifying glass right in the middle of her face.
I'm not seeing it.
She
It's not coming up for me.
That's because I haven't done anything. She
Oh.
describes this. She's called Mad Mary because she's been wailing
Just
for
because
3
I'm
days straight.
suspicious. And
Okay.
with the proximity to the
Because she lost her daughter and
to
boarded up
Castle
her house to
Ravenloft.
protect her.
We didn't see her at the castle at all, did we?
No.
Because it did take us a few days.
Took you 1 day to travel.
Yeah.
But no, you didn't see her in there.
We took a long rest in between there.
We did.
So
Yeah, 1 day. Because you left Strahd's castle, Castle Ravenloft, journeyed south, took a long rest, and then continued to here, and it's now afternoon on day 2, basically.
Okay.
She's called Mad
We'll,
Mary because she's mad with grief.
We'll take a look for you. Okay.
She says, "That would be wonderful, please. Here," and she hands you the doll. It's hers. It was mine, but now it's hers. If you could take care of her, I just bring her home or make sure she's safe.
We can.
do you know where she would have gone?
She shakes her head. No, she hasn't left the house. But she's not ready for the world out there. She kind of looks down at the ground and says, "I don't think any of us are."
Grim kind of like thinks for a moment and then smiles up at the woman and says like, we'll bring your news. We'll bring you news of your daughter either way." Okay.
She seems to think about that for a moment and then looks down at her hands where she was holding the doll before and then says, "Yes, that would be good." And she kind of collapses into a chair with the realization striking her that she may not get her daughter back. She does not begin wailing again, however.
Grim just kind of like pats her on the shoulder and gestures to Emerald to join her outside the room.
Okay.
Once he does.
Did he say
Sorry?
BRB? Oh, no.
I stepped
Uh.
away for like 2 seconds and it must have been as you guys spoke to me.
Of course. Yeah, no, Grim kind of like patted her on the shoulder and then like made a gesture for like Emerald to join her outside the room.
Okay, I will follow.
Grim kind of like closes the door on the lady and says, "A few days for a single girl to travel. She could be in the city. She could be halfway to Valaki by now."
I don't know if this is realistic.
So what are you guys planning to do?
I think we go look around the town more. I think we're done here.
Let's check it out in the city first, or the village first.
Okay.
See if anyone's seen her leave.
Do you guys want to just push on for the last 15, or do you want to take a break?
I don't mind.
Yeah, I don't mind.
I'm cool with it.
Okay. So you're gonna go look around the city for this Gertruda girl.
Yeah, I'm gonna ask if anybody's seen a girl with her description.
Okay. Where are you going?
Is there a large gathering point, like a town square or a tavern?
There is quite possibly a tavern. Yeah, this building
Okay.
looks very tavern-like.
Walking across the street, does it look like there's lots of people coming in and out of it, or is it just kind
There's
of empty?
a few, not many. It's not nearly as busy as the tavern in Valaki, but if it is a tavern, it still appears to be. There's some people going in and out.
We could start here.
Yeah, she's
It seems as good a place as
she
any.
went to the castle
Do you think?
and was swept off her feet by a prince. Oof. She was actually in that castle when they left it.
I guess I'll make my way to the tavern.
Okay, so you arrive and you see a single shaft of light thrusting illumination into the main square. Its brightness looking like a solid pillar. Above the gaping doorway, a sign hangs precariously askew, proclaiming this to be the Blood on the Vine Tavern.
Well, that's not suspicious at all.
When you get closer, you notice that the sign used to say Blood of the Vine, but it now says Blood on the Vine. An N was scratched over the F.
It names these taverns, anyways.
Not me. Telling me.
I'm not talking to you.
God himself slaps you, dealing 1 damage, and he says you will never financially recover from this.
I guess we go inside said tavern.
Okay. As you go inside, you see there is a blazing fire in the hearth, giving off some warmth, and there's a few people huddled within. There's a barkeep, there's 3 Vistani sitting together, and a man at his own table nursing a beer.
Howard will go to the main bar.
Sorry, a wine, my bad.
Or go to the main bar and ask the barkeep for some wine.
He says, sorry, 1 second. Where's this guy? Okay. He says, wine? Sure. You're not from here, are you?
What gave that away?
He looks at your armor. Looks like enough steel there to set a man up for many years.
Howard smiles. The wine, please.
He nods and says, 2 steel.
Howard hands him 2 steel.
All right. He takes it. For a brief moment, you see surprise cross his face, and he hands you a mug of wine.
And for the rest of my party as well, except, of course, not for my iron compatriot.
He looks over at Candle and like seems to be doing that stare, Candle, where people stare at you trying to figure out if you're a person in a suit of armor or some sort of golem. Eventually, he just gives up and serves
Candle
the
just
correct
says,
number of mugs.
I'm a thing.
All right. He seems surprised and spills a little wine on his hand, cursing as he does. But he eventually just serves everyone again mugs of wine.
I will deduct the steal.
Great.
I don't suppose I could ask you for a little local information if you could be of help to us.
He says, "Sure, paying customer. What can I do for you?"
Well, there was a lady earlier that we met. I believe her name was Mary. Have you
He
heard of her?
says, "Yeah, I think the whole village has heard her. People are starting to call her Mad Mary. She shut up a little bit ago. Was that you?"
She showed up here.
No, I said she shut up. Stop screaming.
Oh, yes, I suppose that was our handiwork.
He says
She
he
is
looks at you
quite-
for a moment, then looks you dead in the eye and says, "You kill her?"
No, she is quite well.
So
We asked to help her. That is why we are asking you for information.
he nods and says, I see. So, yeah, or what? Trying to break whatever's cursing her, possession, something like that?
Not necessarily. It appears that she had a child of some sort. Her name was Gertruda.
He looks at you and says, no, she didn't. She lived in that house alone. Everyone knew that.
That is not what she told us. She told us that she had a young child.
He says,
by that
wait.
name.
Gertruda, did you say?
Yes, that was the name.
Now that you mention it, actually, there was a girl, another outsider by that name. She couldn't be older than 16, and she didn't have any steel, so I couldn't do much for her. But she had a lot of questions. Oh God, you're not gonna have a lot of questions, are you?
No more than she had, I'd assume.
She stayed here most of the afternoon, didn't buy a damn thing. So I hope that's not your plan.
Do you remember anything she said as to where she was going or what she was doing?
She said she was just looking around and she said exploring. She said she was exploring. And I don't know. A young man came over to her, put the moves on her, and she didn't seem to get the hint, and she left.
Is that young man from this town?
Yeah, he's from around here. He's a good lad. He didn't follow her or nothing. Just tried to take his shot, and she just ignored it.
When he says he's a good lad, can I make an insight check on that?
Absolutely, yeah. He is going to use the ability Boys Will Be Boys, though, so you're at disadvantage.
Okay.
Okay, I just kill him.
I'm kidding.
So he's cabining it.
He seems to be telling the truth. He genuinely believes this boy is a good boy.
It's, I have no doubt you are telling the truth about what you believe, but she did not mention any names of where she was going.
Well, honestly, it didn't. Sorry, so Mary had a daughter.
That would seem to be the pertinent truth, yeah.
Oh. Good God, and I just sent her on her way. That means that Mary had to have kept that poor girl locked up for years.
The circumstances are none of my concern. What does concern me is she is gone.
Well, sure. I'm not upset that she kept the poor girl locked up. But he looks around and says, leans in close and says, between you and me, this town's as much a battlefield as it is a village. But if she was locked up her whole life, she doesn't know anything. She doesn't even know about the fog.
Did you send her?
I didn't. She just left after a while.
Did you see which way she went outside?
No, I didn't think. Oh my God. He sits down and seems to be processing. she left, and I went and served another customer. I hope she's okay.
That is our concern as well. But I thank you, and if you see or hear anything that would lead us to her
Uh,
whereabouts,
I'll make sure she stays here. Yeah, I oh he makes the holy symbol of Lathander in the air before him, and then kind of with a haunted look on his face, starts going back and cleaning out a mug.
I thank you for your help.
He nods.
Is there anything that you need?
He shakes his head and says, "You should probably talk to the burgomaster.
Where might I find him?
He's likely at his manse, but you could ask his son over there." And he points over to the man sitting alone.
I will slowly walk up to the man nursing the wine.
Okay. As you approach the table, he looks over at you and he smiles. He says, "Oh, I was hoping you'd come see me. Come on, please sit. Can I buy you a drink? Do you have enough?"
Howard looks to everybody's glasses. It would seem we are well supplied at this time.
He nods and says, "That's good. I can see that." He looks meaningfully at your armor and weapons, and he says, "You know, I actually was really hoping to talk to you. I might have work for you."
I also have a question for you as well.
"Oh, well, certainly. How can I help?"
Does the
He says,
name
"Oh,
go-
my apologies." He stands up and extends his hand. "My name is Ismark Kolyanovich. I'm the burgomaster's son."
I am Hawa. Um, this is the rest of my group as well. We are not from around here, as you may have assumed.
He looks at you and says, "I think of anyone who looks like they may be from here, it'd be you, but even you don't have the right complexion."
I first off, that is very racist.
Do you actually say that?
No, no, no. I joke.
Oh my god. All right.
I nod and just kind of smile. Um, everybody, I'm assuming, is introducing themselves.
Yeah, Candle introduces himself.
Okay, he seems surprised by you speaking, Candle, but he actually recovers pretty quickly.
Yeah, I don't feel the need to tack on that I am a thing for him.
Okay.
Our question is with the name Gertruda. Do you know this name?
Who? I don't think so. I know most everyone in the village, and
A small girl, no more than 16. She was
his
daughter
eyes
of-
light up, and he goes, "I do know her. Why?"
Do you know where she might have gone?
"How do you know Gertruda?"
We heard crying when we first entered the town, and we asked and we spoke to
He
a
gets
woman named Mary.
He gets you see him connect the dots in his head, and he says, "That's why she's upset. Gertruda
Yes.
left, didn't she?"
That would seem to be the case, but we cannot surmise as to where.
He shakes his head and says, "Well, it's probably for the best. The girl was kept locked up for years. My father swore me to secrecy, but it seems it no longer matters. Still, she couldn't have gone far. She's a girl, barely older than teen. She must be here somewhere."
Do you know of anybody who might have known where she went?
Well, only myself, my father, and a few other people knew she existed. So no, I don't.
Can I get those names again? And Howard will write down the names.
Well, yes. Like I said, there's myself, my sister Irina, and my father. And give me a fucking second. He says Kolyan.
Your name is Kolyan.
No, my father's name is Kolyan. My last name is Kolyanovich because I'm his son.
I see. So you had some questions for us.
Well, yes, I wouldn't take you away from your current uh, job, but you see, it's my sister. Irina needs to travel to Valaki and then possibly on to Kretsk. She's He leans in close and waves you to come in close to him as well.
Kendall
How
also moves in.
are
Okay.
how are is there a way? No. Is there a way we can magically perceive anything that's watching us?
Yeah, totally. All you have to do is cast a spell in public.
Well, shit.
Also, you have to cast a spell in public that I don't think you guys have access to.
Fair enough. I will lean in closer.
Okay, he looks at you and he whispers, "My sister's being targeted by the Lord of the Land."
Strahd.
As soon as you say that name, how loudly do you say it?
Whispered.
Okay, his eyes go wide and he says, "Shh, he can hear that."
Howard nods.
He looks around and looks up into the sky, but then leans back and says, "Yes, for some reason he's been targeting her, seeking her out whenever she's outside her home. I'm beside myself with fear because she's getting weaker and we need to move her away from this place." He looks out a window through which you can clearly see Castle Ravenloft.
Candle looks at Howard, attempting to like suggest with a facial expression that like we could use banishment, but that doesn't come
Right,
across,
Moose?
and he just stares at you expressionlessly.
Does anyone want to tell him why it would be impossible for us to do this? Unfortunately.
He says, "Oh, my apologies. I didn't realize that you would see through my wiles so easily and pass my test of loyalty. Of course, we are but humble servants in his protection and would do nothing to prevent him from pursuing a healthy romantic interest in my family. It's truly an honor for us."
I look at him and say, "We're banned from Kretsk."
That is one problem. And we are also banished from the Laki.
No,
He
Are we
looks at you and says, "Why?"
How did we get banished from Valaki again?
We aren't banished from Valaki again.
No, you were only banished once and it was rescinded. You guys are fine now.
Yeah. Okay.
Oh, okay.
It was rescinded because we had a hand in killing the temporary burgomaster.
Right. And now, okay, yeah, now I remember. Sorry, my bad. Retcon to just Kresk.
He says, "But you." Well, yes. Well, honestly, that was simply something I could use to confirm your correct loyalties. It was a flight of fancy. We aren't. I'm not planning on having her leave our lord's comfortable embrace anytime soon.
Howard will whisper to him, "Is there somewhere else more private we can talk?"
He says, "I don't see why that's necessary." Give me a insight check, please.
Can I also insight?
Sure. Also, that's what he looks like.
The lesser. What the fuck?
Because he's the son of Kolyan, his father.
Because he is lesser.
And okay, and the sigil on his collar.
What does the sigil look like, Candle?
It's
Obviously a pin.
it's some kind of looks like a bird.
A bird. Is
Yeah,
that
like
what it
a
looks
round
like?
head and a long beak.
A round head and long beak. No, he doesn't seem to have anything on his collar. So how are he seems to be telling the truth. He's a loyal ally of Strahd testing you. Grim, you can see the slight panic behind his eyes. He's clearly lying. He did intend to move his sister, and now he's really worried that you're about to rat him out to Strahd.
You know, it reminds me of a story. Some, uh, long ago, a very distant land, um, there was an evil despot, and the people that decided to go against this evil despot uh, called themselves by a certain name and identified themselves as friends.
Sorry, can you repeat that? I was doing some reading. My apologies.
Uh,
I'm sorry. I'm sleepy.
do you want it in Grim voice again, or do you just want me to do it?
I like Grim
Okay.
voice.
It reminds me of a story. A long time ago in uh, a land very far away, um, there was an evil despot, and there was a group that formed to take him down. Um, and what they called themselves was friends, so that anybody who was against the despot could identify themselves as a friend.
He nods and says, I think I follow, friend.
Mm-hmm.
He relaxes a little and then leans in and says, I'm just worried. I fear that he may believe, well, here, and he produces a picture of her. Grim, you can easily see the picture, and she looks very familiar. Like, very familiar. Can I get an intelligence check?
Oh no.
Do your best, Grim. The barbarian.
Oh,
Whoa.
why do you get 2+2
Can I?
For the crit.
Can I?
for the what?
Yeah, I'm inspired by what just happened. I'd like to spend inspiration on Grim.
Grim, you're gonna have to describe that in a better way than just I make an intelligence check and laugh so hard I can't breathe.
So Grim looks at the picture and
Oh, never mind. You just got advantage from chat.
okay.
Yeah. So, you do recognize her. You've never seen her, but you've heard her described in a book you read. That is Tatiana from the Diary of Strahd. We're gonna wrap it up there.
Whoa. Oh shit.
We're gonna wrap it up there for tonight. How are you guys doing?
Great.
I'm gonna cast sending and tell Strahd that she's here, and then
No, Candle, no.
and ask for a comfortable life.
Okay. Well, he appears to already know, since what the guy was saying is that Strahd is targeting her for some reason that he doesn't understand, but you guys sure do. Moose has suggested that you trade Irina for time on the organ in his castle. So, guys, I think we'll wrap it up there. So, for those who've never been here before, we have a few new people in the chat. First of all, thank you for coming. Welcome. Second of all, at the end of the night, we do vote. The players get to vote for who they thought their favorite player of the night was. It could be for any reason, really. It could be, best role play, coolest move in a battle. It's usually for shitposty reasons, which upsets me to no end.
XP first, please.
And chat also gets a vote. Sheet ghost, god damn it. Chat also gets a vote for who they liked best. But because chat is a hive mind, they only get one vote. All right, XP. Let's chat, shall we? You guys are level 9 and may have. I'll give you 1100 XP. You're welcome.
Cute.
So, Grim, who would you like to vote for?
One sec. I was literally typing it out, Imril.
I just
Emerald,
got
you
pasted.
helpful
But I
jerk.
appreciate you.
You helpful bastard. How could you? Thank you so much.
So my vote tonight is going to go to my vote tonight's gonna go to Hauer, actually. He did the bulk of the investigation with talking to the other people and the shopkeep and the bartender and I think it's a good thing to reward taking people, you know, taking mission.
Okay. Howard, who would you like to vote for?
I would like to vote for Emerald for that one note he left about the. When I saw that, my heart sank a
Poll
bit.
is up.
So that was awesome.
Okay, very cool. My heart also skipped a beat there. Candle.
Yeah, honestly, great gaming by everyone tonight. I love that Howard was taking the lead with some investigative stuff. Really, that really hit hard. That was like a really simple interaction, but it was very poignant by Emerald. Grim, I love the dive to catch the tea. That was awesome. Gwen, I appreciate that you're a presence that provides so much sanity to the party. Which is really, really underrated, especially as we find ourselves more and more deeply intertwined in these like heinous plots that are out to get us all over this land. But for something that didn't happen tonight, I am still voting for Grim because she said something so fucking funny in the player chat yesterday. That if we use banishment on ourselves, we can speedrun Curse of Strahd.
If I
that may
so
not be how that works.
We're I'll just read it out. That's fine. Yesterday at 11:22 p.m. Speedrun COS space banish the party.
Yeah, banishment will surely get you out of the domains of dread.
I know, but
hey,
it was
Emerald,
funny.
you're up.
I was cackling. It was so funny.
I am going to vote for Chandel today for all of the attempted murders that we had to stop and not burning down the town.
Okay. Interesting vote.
The bar is so low for Candle.
Gwen, who would you like to vote for? Gwen, you there?
Yeah. All right. Oh my goodness. Man, the votes are really split up right now.
Uh-huh.
It's all on you. No pressure.
None at all.
You could skip if you'd like. I can tie break in favor of who I liked. I vote for Strahd.
Well, we all know that. You just want us to be killed by Strahd.
No, I want you to be killed by your own iniquity, but Strahd also works.
I'll vote for Grim for taking taking care of the weeping woman.
Okay, good. Congratulations, Grim. You win the player vote for tonight. You gain inspiration if you did not already have it, and you also win the chat vote for the night. Although, yes, it was actually a tie. Oh my god, Lavada just entered the chat and said first. Oh my god. Yeah.
Oh, hey, welcome to the stream, Lavona.
Yeah. Welcome. You're the first
nothing-
one here.
Yeah, nothing's
Wow.
happened. Let's get into D&D.
Yeah. Let's
Or
now.
rather, big, legally distinguishable from any other current product on the market, Ulp of Strahd.
Yeah. Big, legally distinguishable from any current product on the market. Alpostrad.
Yeah.
Ma'am, please. I already told you the sale ended last week. Anyway, please give me a D10 roll there, Grim. Oh, there's some fun stuff on here.
How much you want to bet?
Oh. Who? Oh. Oh.
Save it for Conky.
I feel attacked. Can you roll a D10, please? A 3. Wow, you got the worst thing on this list. I mean, the best thing.
Cool.
You got the best thing
Oh
on
my
this
god.
list.
Do I get a spell scroll? Because that seems to be the only form of fucking
Spell scroll of
thing that
True
we get.
Strike?
No, it's not a spell scroll of True Strike. Come on. Like, that would even be on a list. No, it's infinitely more valuable. It's a spell scroll of Prayer of Healing.
Oh, look, a spell scroll that does something. I wonder what that feels like.
I mean, to be
It's
fair,
a shame you
scroll.
can't use it, Grim.
A spell scroll that I can definitely use as a barbarian.
Oh no, you're bard.
Definitely use. Uh-huh.
There's also on this list just some fun facts. +3 ringmail armor, which is a legendary treasure. Just FYI, there was a dread helm,
Oh,
an amulet of health. Yeah, there was lots of fun stuff here.
that's great. That's always fun.
At what point are you going to remove
Love that
cantrip
for us.
scrolls so that we can start actually getting stuff from this?
So anyways, now that you're done like lording it over us that we keep getting the worst thing.
What if I change it to
No.
What if I change it to this?
Explaining.
No, you still get spell scrolls in there like that. What if I change it to this?
Nope,
Oh
that's
wow,
definitely
this
different.
has the deck of many things on it. Twice.
Oh god. Oh no.
Interesting. What was your roll again? 3? You would have got the deck of many things.
Oh no.
Yeah, I would have vetoed that
Hands
one.
in the
Anyway, that is going to be it for us for tonight, guys. I will be back tomorrow morning at 10 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. For reference, it is currently 8:30 p.m.
Yeah.
So I'll be back tomorrow morning. Thank you, everyone, for being here. Everyone want to say goodbye to chat?
Bye, chat.
Bye, chat.
Bye, Chad.
Good chat. Bye. Anyway, thank you all for being here, and I will catch everyone in the next one tomorrow. Right? We're playing Victory Story.
Bibbles.
All right, guys. Bibbles.